Hey everyone, this is Amber Vargas, owner of Girl Pursuit, and this is episode 5. I know if you have been listening along, the first few episodes were basically about how the foundation of this brand started and how motherhood started for me and how it has shaped me. Today I want to talk about something a bit different, something where I can relate to others in a different aspect in their lives. And it's literally called social media, being a millennial in this tech age and the intricacies of trying to navigate the demand, high demand at times, of making sure that you stay on brand with your socials along with your website and marketing. And it's has been quite an interesting journey for me. If any of you have known me personally, know that I'm a pretty private person on social media. I don't like to share a lot. I also don't feel the need to always post something. Fast forward to starting a brand and having some type of brand awareness. It has literally taken me out of my comfort zone and given me such a challenge to make sure I show face. Like, if I am not the face of my brand, what is it about? So if you have also been following me on socials, it has been an interesting journey, but I have been out there posting away content, everyday content, something relatable, hoping I will reach my target audience and connecting and resonating with every girl. In the beginning, it was so weird. There's a lot of things that we as small business owners, brand owners, go through the battle in our mind where we're like asking ourselves, is this right? Is this not right? Does it fit? Does it not fit? Did it sound cringy? Is it cringy? And most of the time after you post content, fellow content creators and brands will say, yep, if you didn't cringe at that last post or video that you made, you didn't do it right. So I think I can definitely say that I have been cringing a lot, and yeah, that's a part of the game, and it's a part of the growth. I'm grateful for where I am at because I never thought about doing this. Gosh, even just 3 years ago, I didn't think I would be sitting here in my daughter's closet once again, because this is the quietest place of the house, and locking myself in and talking to y'all on a podcast. Like, I would have never thought Amber Vargas having a podcast of her own. But here I am. Interesting how the universe works. And there are times where I don't feel like I'm really up for it, or it just, the mind just gets you really down and gets you really, depressed, or makes you doubt your potential. But you got to keep up the good fight, even if you take little strides. This past weekend was one of those moments for me, times in my business career where I felt a bit hopeless. Like, okay, something's happening, things are working out, some things are not working out, and real talk, it's been hard. And I'm not the only one. I know I can speak for a lot of small brands, business owners, and the feel of like you put so much grit into what you're doing, and what do you have to show for? And statistics show that within 2 years, small businesses usually give up because they don't see their rate on their return on their investment. And it's been a full year for me from previous brand onto this one, a little over, or maybe just about 2 months. Yeah, just about 2 months with this new brand. And I was so happy and like elated that I was like, I got this, telling my husband, I'm going to make it into something in a year. Well, a year has passed with a past brand. That's no more, so scratch that. Thousands of dollars invested, lots of lessons learned. Not regretting it, because that's something you don't lose, you learn, right? Trying to teach that to our children, especially our son that's in basketball. He's 7 years old now, and he gets really bummed out about losing a game, and we're trying to instill in him, like, there's nothing that you actually lose. You learn from it, and you grow from it. So trying to take those little bits of advice and pieces instill it in ourselves as grown-ups, and it's really hard to do. It's so nice and so easy to say to children, and they take it in and really let it marinate, and hopefully we can. And I'm speaking to you now, and I think I will need to let it marinate as well. And if nothing comes out of it, it's something that at least if I could connect and talk to some people and give them some kind of insight or hope, that'd make me so happy. I wanted to talk about like growth on social media. So like talking about authentic growth, and I don't know how to be anything but real about it. Like, for example, I had no idea there's a lot of people or a lot of small brands, and I get it for exposure and brand awareness. And I don't know if this is told out into the public, so oops if I cause some kind of controversy, but there are brands that like team up and start, have a group chat and say like, we'll get you more exposure by commenting on your contents, then it bumps up, and that's the algorithm working out for you, and, posting your content on to other potential buyers, because that's the main goal, right? Like you want a conversion. And I've tried that, and it was just felt so forced, and I hated it. It was like other small brand owners checking in and see like, hey, I posted something, go ahead and comment. And I honestly just tried it for maybe, I don't even know, a month, maybe 2. It didn't work for me. Why? Because it felt forced. It felt fake. And yeah, I'm most likely I'm wrong. You don't just gain organic followers, organic growth by maybe I'm saying the wrong word, not organic growth, but just getting growth without having to go through these hurdles or loops of, joining these teams and joining these group chats and making sure you're on top of someone else's post and just cheering them on. But is it really bringing you any more brand exposure? In my case, it didn't. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a very patient person. And just doing it for a month and a half or 2 months, however long I did it, it didn't work for me. It didn't align with my values. And I looked at my husband and I was like, F this shit. I'm not doing it. Like, I can't keep up with someone telling me like, hey, why isn't someone else chiming in on this group chat when we're talking to each other? It's like one thing where you explain or get into an agreement with other brands just to grow and help each other grow and support, which that's definitely something that I hold very dear and value a lot, is supporting one another. But if it's forced and asked of you to keep commenting, or like in the side chats of like we're talking back and forth, it was consuming so much of my time. It was insane. I couldn't even pay attention to the things I needed to pay attention with logistics and sales and inventory and all the things with my business itself, the core things that I need to work on. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a little young toddler, and I have a kid that goes to school. And there's all these things you juggle, and it's like, I don't want to be attached to my phone. That's something that I never wanted to do to begin with, and raise my children on this whole value of making sure that they're like low tech, and try to engage them in life and imagination as opposed to just screens. Again, speaking for myself, I'm not preaching to the choir and saying anybody should do that. To each their own. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you, more power to you. But growing organically is something that I want to do, and I'm not in it to win it in a way, how tacky that may sound, but I'm not in it to just gain so many followers, because to me, from what I have researched and seen and experienced, what's the point of having so many followers if you don't get any engagement? And or what's the goal that we're all trying to get to? That conversion, that repeated customer. What's the point of that? I'm no big brand. I'm a nobody right now. I'm a little speck on the wall. But I speak the truth and I speak authentically. And I hope and I know that there are some fellow small business owners that are just like, F this. I'm not going to put my time. I get it. There's time and effort into something that's not so promising. Yes, there's a slim chance. I don't know the actual percentages of like who actually succeeds or doesn't. I want to keep going. I don't want to be in that 2 year time frame that someone gives up. As far as like social media and the presence, it's hard, y'all. It's hard to keep up with all the things, especially being a millennial. That's a pretty private person, and I could come off standoffish. Working on that, I've been definitely awakened to making sure that I'm a bit more personable when it comes to interacting with others and just showing up and making sure that how I present myself is authentic and natural and it's not as standoffish like I just said. But I just wanted to talk about that, and I wonder if any of y'all feel that like not necessarily, yeah, hardship. I guess I could say hardship, like feeling that just like weight of like, ugh, I'm not doing enough, I'm not gaining enough. If anything comes out of this, and if somebody wants to get that reassurance that you don't necessarily need all those followers or all that content to be posted or all the likes and all the engagement, if the point is to get to those sales. Again, my perspective, what I feel, what I have seen thus far, doesn't mean it pertains to you or that's how you should run your brand or how it is for all the businesses. Some people, it just comes so naturally. There's a local pizza shop here that they're New York style pizza. I grew up in New York and they opened up and it's been amazing. They've been in business for 3 years. Shout out to Doughboys. They are amazing with their social media and however they market themselves and like the way that they have their target market and how it seems it comes so naturally to them, and it's amazing, and more kudos to them. I think they've been in business for 3 years, opened up their second location near where I live, and it's been great. And like watching brands like that, and it's like, this is really cool and this is really great. But this is also a restaurant, right, that we're talking about, so I'm not comparing apples to apples here. Yeah, so I wanted to come on and talk about something that is like a daily battle, whether it's, putting out newsletters, working on some content creation, doing products, inventory management, sales, a website build, SEO. It's a lot. Again, totally grateful for the opportunity, and this has been an amazing learning curve, something that I can also have and do have on my resume as me being my own boss and having my own company, running it from ground up. Like, who can say that? Like, you ran a company, you started a company from ground up. And yeah, just venting a bit about like how it's perceived that you need so much growth on social media as far as presence to gain popularity. I don't want to gain popularity forcefully. I want people to follow and engage and connect if they really truly feel like, yeah, this is cool, or I connect with this, or I get this, or she's pretty funny, or I like her content, it resonates with me. And yeah, then hopefully maybe getting that sale in. But there's different facets to this, right? So it's like a multifaceted brand where I want to make sure I also connect on a deeper level. And I may sound repetitive, but I remember saying this as well in the previous brand, where I just want to connect on a deeper level where a girl shouldn't feel shy or feel like she needs to get smaller to just fit in. And that's been so hard to try to relay at times. And I know I see my daughter every day with her loudness, realness. She's there. She'll make you know that she's, yeah, in the room. Yeah, so how do I preserve that, right, for my daughter? I know this is a great example, and this is a great story that I will tell her, and hopefully it'll keep growing. And as she grows up, this brand grows with her. Yeah, so I think this is going to be it for this podcast for tonight, in this episode. It's been interesting. I have been pulling my hair out at times, thinking, ugh, gotta do a podcast. I have alarms on to do a podcast, but man, sometimes that just feeling of just I can't get anything done, or you have so many tabs open in your brain and you're like, and F this, I'm not doing anything. So if you feel like me, you're not alone. Trust me. It's, yeah, take it day by day, right? Nothing has to be perfect. Define perfection. What is perfection? There's no perfection. It's being your authentic self. And come back to that. Come back to what feels right to you. So, some of y'all may hate it. Some of y'all may like it or approve of it, disapprove of it, however. It doesn't matter to me. But I just wanted to get my message out there that I'm not one out. I don't want to be the one out there to be constantly checking how much of a following or engagement I have. If it flows, it flows. Yeah, there's times where I really get on there and say, okay, we can get this, but it'll come. The time will come if it wants to come. And if not, it's all good. We can coast along, right? And hopefully I still have y'all to listen along and on this journey with me. And once again, I appreciate you for listening and tuning in and wanting to know a little bit more about myself. About me, not myself. I appreciate y'all. Once again, this is Amber Vargas, founder and owner of Girl Pursuit. Take care, y'all.